Good morning from the first floor. Well, we're getting on the elevator in the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. We're getting the elevator. Yep, yeah. There you go. Press the button. So we're here to go to the PIXAR experience. It's their it's their new temporary exhibit. And so we were kind of interested in it. We want to see what all it's about. So we're gonna, assuming Aiden cooperates here, we are gonna go and have some fun. So we're coming out of the elevator and there's prehistoric journey behind us. There's the sign, kind of. So we got prehistoric journey behind us. That's where we usually go and take pictures of Aiden to like how big he is and stuff. So we're gonna do that later. But he also really does not want to be in the cars or in the stroller. He really doesn't. But we're gonna go down. I'm honestly not sure if we can record in there, but we're gonna find out. So here we go. Alright, so here's the entrance. We got some Wally over here. And we have Buzz Lightyear over here. Aiden recognizes Buzz Lightyear. And there's Sully over here. So the sign's behind PIXAR, that's what it is. So, I thought it'd be pretty cool. And here's some about Finding Nemo. 3 water simulation. Wow. Got a lot of stuff going on in some of these PIXAR movies. That's really fascinating. They're coming to a Buzz Lightyear here. And there's a PIXAR's modeling challenge. Ooh. Scoped by numbers. This could be kind of interesting. Yes, Aiden loves Buzz. And Woody. So we got this giant model of, well, not giant, but big model of Buzz right here in the middle. That Aiden is obsessed with right now.
Yes, that is also Buzz.
Yep, and there's a Buzz over here on screen. So he likes that too. So as you start out just to the left, it goes through the modeling and sculpting, kind of the initial like artwork that goes into making the characters and things for the film. And before you come in here, there's a little 5-minute video that you watch from PIXAR that kind of goes through the whole thing. So it's a pretty interesting film. Again, there was a working at PIXAR. Related shapes. Let's go see what this is. So the rotated shapes, not related shapes. I can't read. So this one's all about spinning these. They have these little guys here. That as you spin them, I'll show you this one. As you spin them on the screen there, it'll make the shape. So this one is a little Christmas light that's on Eve. And this one here, we go around, and that one becomes a balloon from up. And then this one over here becomes the canister from Monsters, Inc. And then over here we have extruded shapes. So, Linguini's hat is apparently part of that. So we're going to grab this little lever here and we pull it. Ooh. So that, you pull that out. And that becomes cake. I think it's a cake. Looked like a cake. And you do the same with this one. Pull that out. And it becomes a battery for Buzz. So that's kind of interesting. It's about like taking a shape and like pulling it into shape. Yeah, it slides the 2D shape along a path to create the rest of the object. That's pretty. And here we have a virtual modeling workstation. It's like really quiet in here, so it's really weird talking really loud, so it might be a little quiet. Everything in the scene is virtual 3D model created by a modeler. Complex models made by modifying, combining simpler shapes. The model for this octopus started out as 8 tubes. So then there's a little, you can create a model from virtual building blocks. So you can add an object, you can then like turn them, rotate them, and you can slide them along the axes. So you can slide that shape along to different areas. So let's try to get it right there. And you can slide it along the y-axis, and that'll go up and down. Pretty close. And then the z-axis will go forward and backward. Now we need to get this one, I think. Oh no, it's the z-axis that I'm off. Okay. There. That's about as good as it's gonna get with me with my limited knowledge of this. And there's Sully and Mike Wazowski over here. This is the Monsters University version of them. Mike with his retainer in, and Sully with his leather jacket. That's pretty cool. Oh, no, we have a nice... Oh, that's really cool. Got a bunch of different monsters on there. Huh. There's a bunch of different monsters from Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. I don't recognize them in any of them. Well, I mean, I've probably seen a couple of them. Oh, wait. This guy. I recognize that guy from one of the movies. That's pretty cool. And that's, if you think of how long it would take to design all of those characters and to animate all of them and then to put them in the movie, it's just utterly ridiculous. Over here we have character maquettes. So this is, they make little models of the characters they're animating so that they can then get a solid idea of how to animate them. And because they have so many different animators, if you make a model like this that everybody goes off of, like this grumpy dude from Up, then everybody will be animating the same thing because it'll be all based off of the same model. Here's an arm rigging workstation. So there's a rig for Elastigirl. And there would be a different rig for Mr. Incredible. We got Eve down here. So you got constrained, unconstrained, stretchy. What does that do? Push that. And now we got 3 parts there. So if we test the rig, that's going to make it so that she can move her arm more freely. Stretchy, you're going to have 7 segments in there. Test that one. That's going to make it run a lot more smoothly. Let's compare that to the 1 segment. That makes it a little more robotic. That's pretty cool. Another little thing about rigging is, oh, that shows a creepy little view of Sully there. Oof. Because if we look down here, they have these 3 rigs. And so they have which of these rigs can match that pose. And so rig 1, this one has, feels like 7 segments. So can this match that pose? I can, kinda. Whoops. It broke. This one can match it though. It's already in the right position. And this one cannot because this right here is 1 solid piece, and then there's 1 piece here, so that's a 2 segment. So it needs to have 3 segments. That's going to be the easiest to get. That's really interesting. And just a little ways over, we have a face rigging workstation. So you can do different expressions. So this one's all based on Jessie. I didn't realize how many expressions that Jessie used. So they have this little thing here. And they have all these little things, so we're going to mess with them. And whoa. So you can kind of lift up, so that's the inside eyebrow. So let's lift them all up. Yikes. Do that. And then that's for the right eye. Let's switch to the left eye. We'll do that. And then we'll switch inside upper lid. Oh, so that's gonna push it down. So right now she's kind of got a surprised look. Yeah. And then we got the lower lid. We're gonna make her super surprised. There we go. Now let's see. And then the pupil rig. Ooh, I can give her like a lazy eye. That is incredibly entertaining. You can make her super surprised. You can do all sorts of different things with this. You can also then make her wink. Whoop, whoop. Huh. Just, you know, there's a lot going on in this room. It's like just a big, like you think of them in exhibits, there's just a bunch of different things around. And there's an Anna walking up with Aiden. Yeah, this is just a lot of stuff to do in here. So Aiden's trying to build a robot. Is it working? Does your robot work? I don't think so. I don't think your robot has a head. It has an arm. It has a body and an arm. That's it. Yeah, that's what each of these stations is just you can build your own robots. There's Wally. That's somebody built over there. There's another Wally over here. And there's just a bunch of pieces in the middle that you can use to build your robot. Apparently Aiden and Anna were over here by this tree playing with this camera. So what do we got? Position cameras. Oh yeah, it's Alan from Bug's Life. I didn't even realize that. I didn't realize it was Island from Bug's Life.
Yeah.
And you can push the buttons and mess with the camera. You can change the... Yep, so you can pan it up, you can pan it down. There you go. Now you can do switch cameras, and then it'll pan left and right. And those cameras, I believe, are in those little bubbles up there.
They are. So you can see this one. This is the one that we're moving. Right? Oh well.
Oh no, it's this guy here.
Right here.
Yeah, it's the cameras are here. So yeah, there it's spinning. Then you have these little bubbles. Let's see what these little bubbles look like inside. So you can go in here, underneath, and you can look out. Ooh, that's echoey. And you can look out of this little bubble up into the tree. That's kind of cool. Wah! It's a really cool little thing. There's this guy that's just like kind of pointing straight up. There's a computer animation workstation over here. Another Monsters Inc. one. Well, Monsters University, rather. And you can animate their arms. So he's waving. So at the start of the frame, his arm is up here at the top. End of the frame, his arm is down there at the side. And then as you move the number, or not single frame, it's like 30 something frames. 36 frames. But let's see what these do. What about robot? So that changes the way the frames are working. So let's push play. And that'll kind of up. So that makes his arm move a little bit robotically. Let's see. Slow in only? Whoa. Okay. Yeah, it's just kind of sudden movement right there, a movement spike. Slowing it out, so this will make him go in slow motion, kind of. It's a little slower. Wind up in and out. Interesting. Bounce. Play. His hand kind of bounces. That's kind of fun. Huh. That's really interesting. Oh, you can pose the so you can pose the hand yourself. So you can move the hand. You can start it all the way up here. And then the ending frame, you can end it all the way down here. Or you can just keep it up there. So you can do it like that. Then if you do this, then his arm will go all the way down. That's kind of interesting. So that kind of animation side looks like a lot about The Incredibles. So we got this video playing over here. That's kind of looking at The Incredibles. It's not showing it now, but.
And what that means is,
Oh, now we're going. It's Brave.
observe something. They're studying all sorts
You
of
got.
things.
Ooh, this is a really cool looking.
Exactly.
It's kind of got a retro look to it. That is really cool looking. Over in this corner, we got the camera basics. Close focus distance, middle focus distance, and then the wide field of view. This is Rubik's Cube. And this little thing over here. So that's showing, so this camera right here is what we're looking at. So we got it on middle focus distance right now. Let's go with close focus distance. Woo! Well done. Let's go back out. And we're gonna go with a wide field of view. Narrow field of view. Whoa! Holy smokeroonies.
Okay, let me get your picture. Ready?
Now I got a kid up there with Wally.
Look at me.
That's pretty cool. Over here, I may not be able to do this, but there's a
That was pretty quick.
stop motion animation section here where you can take the PIXAR lamp, Luxor I think his name is, but I can't remember, and you can kind of play with what it's like to do stop motion animation. That's kind of cool. Over here is a crowd simulation workstation. So this, you got this little school of fish here, and you can make them tightly packed or more loose. That'll get them to be a little further apart. You get one group where you can have more than one group, so let's slide that over, and it'll split into more groups. And then if we match the direction of other fish, to make them all swim the same way, and they'll all kind of be. So let's take that back off, make them all swim in different directions and stuff. That almost looks like there's more fish there. And what if we do this? Put both of those to the side, tightly packed in one group, but make them all swim the same. That's more like a school of fish. Although, whoa, that was cool. So in 4 groups, just a little ways up. Now they're going to swim around in 4 groups. That's fascinating. Huh. We've got a lighting area over here where you can mess with the lighting for Dory. You can change the colors, you can change the speed and brightness of the moving lights. That's pretty cool. So in this lighting one, you can change the color to like yellow. And then I can reach down here and adjust the brightness, make that dim down a little bit. So now the moving lights are dark. Oh, I got the moving lights in the background. Okay, let's make it move a little faster. Ooh. Let's take this brightness back up, see what happens. Yeah, but then you can't see them. There we go, that looks good. Let's change it to red, see what happens. Oh, that's cool. Alright, let's move on. And then lastly, over here is the rendering area, where it kind of looks at the finished product. Ooh, that's cool. That's really cool. Oh, we got this over here. He's flipping over the cars. Oh, this place is pretty cool. So the time it took to render this picture from what we just saw until this is about 80. From that to that finished product was 89 hours. That's a little ridiculous. But then again, that's why making animated movies takes so long. And Anna's over here messing with the brightness in the different areas of the room. So you can change the, what is this? The left lamp and the right lamp. So you can dim that one and bring that one up, or you can have both of them on, or both off. And then you got the sunlight. You can make it daytime. You can kind of change the colors and the position of the lights. And that's from this scene here and up. Right in the center, there's this big circle. Different things, surfaces, sets and cameras, there's animation over there, simulation, lighting, and rendering. So this is kind of the whole story of it. So it starts with story and art. So that's how it looks when they start. And then they get to the modeling, so they're making the models of the characters. And then they get to the rigging to see how they move. And then they go to surfaces to kind of smooth out what the character is going to look like. And then they get to the sets and cameras, which obviously is what everything looks like, and the camera angles. Then they get to the animation where they're moving things. And then they get to the simulation where things are starting to come together a little bit. And then they add in the lighting, which makes it like Joy is kind of glowing a little bit. And you get to the rendering, which is the final product. Aiden is fascinated by this movie apparently, and he's never seen it. Alright, so this one with the cars. It's all about like the cars in the background. So you got this car back here. It's way in the background of this shot. If I turn this thing, then it flips over.
It changes like
and
the
now,
complexity of the car, like how complicated they make the car look.
yeah. Okay, so it's got kind of plane there. And oh. So there's the most complex version of it.
So like if we turn him to like the crappier
So low. Oh yeah, so yeah, we got this one going there. You can see it better.
So that's,
And then if
that's the low complexity.
Yeah, low complexity.
This is the
Go to,
medium.
yeah, then we get the medium in there. We're starting to get a little closer. And then high complexity. And we got Lightning McQueen there.
And you would want, and it's talking about how you would want the highly detailed ones closer to the camera.
Yeah.
Whereas you can't see that back one.
Yeah, this back one you can't see in this shot. And so having this one in a low complexity like that is not going to matter all that much.
You can't
And even this second one here,
it doesn't look awful as
It-
a medium,
it
but you're
doesn't
going to want it to be
yeah, you're going to want it to be kind of a
medium.
rather than a low. But you don't necessarily need it to be high complexity.
Because you can't see it. You can't see the difference between that high and that medium complexity well enough to matter.
Yeah, because animating the high complexity ones, I mean, look at this. There's 50 facets, 100 facets, and then high is 10,000 facets. So it's going to take a lot more work to animate Lightning McQueen up here in the front of the shot than it is this guy or this guy. Alright, and then we head out towards the exit. We're going to get Aiden to push open the door. He kind of just wants to hold on to it, but that's okay.
Oh, there's a toddler guide. We should
And
grab
then-
that.
Oh, there's a return your toddler guide here, so there was a toddler guide.
It talks about like different things that would be good for the toddlers to look at.
Yeah. So it kind of shows you which activities are available in each one for like kind of toddler stuff. Just so that they would know what would kind of interest their kids. And then as you go out, there's the little gift shop here, which is kind of cool. What? So we got a bunch of different Pixar shirts here. There's Mike Wazowski, there's Woody, there's Lightning McQueen, there's some more Cars stuff, and there's some toys. There's some other little toys here. Oh, there's some Sheriff Woody. There's some Legos. Here's a Mr. Incredible shirt. Oh, with him like kind of like partially animated. He's got the kind of mesh look to him. That's kind of cool. There's a Lightning McQueen. There's a Nemo. Oh, there's Mater. And there's a little backpack over here. And around where Anna's going, there is a little display of pop sockets. Why did I say pop sockets? Pop Funko figures. I don't know where pop sockets came from. And then Anna discovered that this little thing in the floor is an actual air vent, that there's actually air coming out of it. there's an Art of PIXAR book here. And then there's a funny 25 years of laughter from the PIXAR room. It's a little 100-piece puzzle, kind of a kid's puzzle. It's kind of cool. But then there's a 1,000-piece puzzle. It's a little more complicated. That one's also really cool. So there's some pretty cool stuff. So you got the museum fading in the background. What do you think of the PIXAR thing?
It was cute. I kind of expected it to be a little more interactive, but meh.
I mean, I think there's only so much interactivity you can do with it being about animation.
Well, yeah, but I guess I don't know. Like most of the museum exhibits are kind of geared so that like kids can interact with it more.
Right.
But you had to be a little bit older to understand anything that was going on there.
You did. Like there was activities that kids could just kind of mess with, but they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
really.
like Aiden was pushing all the buttons on the cameras, but that meant nothing to him. So
He's also down here talking away, so.
there's doggies, that's why.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
some
and
dogs.
there's lots of little kids.
But
yeah, otherwise it was good. Like next time I'd probably leave him behind.
yeah, I mean, well, especially for the PIXAR one, because it was
Yeah,
definitely geared a little more towards people that were slightly older.
Yeah.
It's like I understood what was going on, and it was really interesting seeing kind of the different areas of animation, and like how they get from the beginning, the first kind of storyboarding phase, all the way to the finished product, and all the things they have to go through.
Yeah.
But yeah, for somebody like, a year-old like Aiden is, or a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, they're not really gonna know what's going on.
No.
All they're gonna know is I pushed a button.
Yeah.
That's all they're really gonna know.
Yeah, it's definitely geared towards older kids.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I think that Aiden probably could have done, but we didn't do it because it was like there's tons and tons of people by it.
Right.
Is that like sound making thing?
Oh yeah.
Like he had like rain sticks and like stuff like that, so you can make noises.
Yeah.
And Aiden probably would have liked that, but there's just so many kids there.
Right. I thought it was pretty cool.
I like it.
Yeah, it was worth going to. Might be something that we do again and just leave Aiden at home. I don't remember how long that the little thing is running,
Yeah.
but we might try to go again without him and see if we can't, interact with some of the other stuff in there that we didn't get to do this time. But overall, it was pretty fun. So with that, we will see you guys next time.